now it's time to put a background in. Now, normally I like pencil points like that, but in this case I like pencil points like that, because when you're putting in a background, we're putting in a base colour for a background, there's no point in a sharp end, otherwise it'll go down too quick. So I usually put in there. Now I'm going to do a little bit to start with, because this is going to take a long time for me to do, take a lot of tape up. So there's the first bit. Now I'm going to cross hatch that by putting it again in a different direction. So we've got it really nice and strong, because what we have to do here is make sure this has got plenty of base colour on it, because we'll be putting colours into it. Now that's it. And if you feel happy enough, put another cross hatch again, going the other way. So what we've got, and it also creates, I don't know whether you can actually see on the screen, but there's also quite a lot of dust. Now blow that away, we can use it. So we put it in like that. Okay, now that's that done. Now into that we put in some ochre. We don't need quite so much of it this time, because we've got the base colour. We want to keep it light. And then we need some, that's yellow ochre we put in before, and now we're putting in the 187. And just a tickle of pink. That's 191. And then that's rubbed in. Now, how strong you make it is entirely up to you. I like to have a fair bit of colour on without it being over the top. It does depend on the subject you're going against. So I've got to consider here, because I've got white and stronger colours. Now to go ahead. Now that to me is fine for this run. Okay. What about all of that, you say? Well, now this is where it gets tricky. Now what we do here is we bring this down into, it's like looking at the picture through a fog, and then we rub it in like that. So we kind of make it all unite. Now the reason why I said I don't want the black right on the edge, because I should be using this. There we are. It all looks, see how lovely that looks? And we can just put it just a tickle into the picture as well, because what we can do now, once we've done that, is we can then bring some of the colour back in again and make it quite artistic, so it kind of looks as though it doesn't look as though we cut the cat's head off, but it does look quite nice, quite compatible. There we are. Now, there we are. Now that looks rather nice. So I'll continue with that all the way around, and you have a look at it when it's finished. Now, with the background complete, we need to re-establish the edges. I've already done the bottom, so we'll just do the inside. I'm just using a 176. That's a dark brown, and we need to bring a little bit of interest to the edge of this pussy. So we've got a contrast of dark against light here, and that can be faded there. Now on the top of the, I'll just turn it around because it's easier for me. The top here we can bring in, using our sharp 176 to re-establish the edge. The background colour would have touched that, so that's why we're doing it. Now on the very top there, it's got a few little tufts of hair, and we can do that now. We couldn't do that before because of the background was filling in, but that would be nice. And then just finish that off around there, nice and crisp like that. I do feel that I need to bring a little bit of white back in there, because I've gone over the top a little bit. That's great. Now the top of the head, just a little there, establish it, and where the backgrounds touch that back of the ear, we can bring that back. A little bit of titivation, and once again we've got a little tuft of hair, so we can extend just a little bit of pastel onto there. Okay, now from here on in it's mostly white, so it's always a good idea to push away from that. So what I'll do now is use go the right direction. You've got to work in the direction we see the fur lying in. Okay, so just bring it in, re-establishing the edges there. Turn it round as we go. It doesn't take long, as you can see, but very effective now. Start losing the point and we bring another pencil into play. And then just in here. Now just there, I'm going to change pencils again because I want it to be, I want a bit of strength just here. So I'm just going to go from here and just put just a little bit of dark brown and then fade it away so it stops when it gets to there. And just on this tip of the nose here, just a smidgen of dark brown on that, just to re-establish that. Okay, now let's have a look at that and see what that looks like. Yeah, I'm quite happy with it, but maybe we could do with it just being a little bit more subdued than that. There we are. And there we are. All done, except for one thing. What about the whiskers? And here I get a lot of letters. How do you get the whiskers in? Well, if you put white on top of white, it's not going to show up very much, is it? I'll show you what I mean. See? You can hardly see that, can you? Let's put a few on the other side. A few whites. You can see that better because it's white on white. So what we do is we cheat a bit and we just put a few little brown ones too. So just a few little ones. And over here, always twist away from here, so see, that looks good, doesn't it? Flick, flick, flick. That's all you need. And there you are, folks. One pussy we should be proud of. Here is very small, so you have to be very careful and watchful that you don't lose it all. There you go. So there's the second application. Good. Right, well that's the sheep finished. You can see that I've elaborated that a little bit more, just putting the final little touches on there.